family members. It is 10:50 here in India and it's 1:20 in New York at this point in time. Firstly, before I give you all the news, thank you so much, folks, for helping us cross 400K subscribers. I mean, 400K family members have joined us on Sports Today, and it truly gives us a big boost. Thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts for ensuring we go past 400K. It is a big achievement for us. We started out in 2021. When I joined, it was 67K. Now it's 400K. Thank you so much for loving us, for criticizing us, for giving us great inputs, for giving us your inputs. It's been a truly great feat indeed. So thank you so much to all our family members for the 400K landmark. Now, as far as the news is concerned for India versus Pakistan, today is the day when you have to look at how the situation is going to pan out in New York. Number one, how is the weather? According to the weather report, it is going to be, there is rain anticipated during the build-up, and in the evening there are thunderstorms expected. However, maybe during the course of the game, it may not be impacted. Maybe the game will go ahead smoothly without that much of a problem if you look at it. So, rain is predicted. There is no denying that. Maybe it is predicted towards the build-up of the game. But as we head closer and closer to the game, the weather will ease out. During the game time, there is going to be no issue whatsoever. Now, as far as the pitch is concerned, what is the pitch going to be like at Nassau County? Even the curator does not know how the pitch is going to behave. That is the situation. We don't know how the situation is going to be at Nassau County, because the curator has said that we hope that the pitch, they are remedying certain things about the pitch. But if it is like what we saw in Nassau County in all the other days, you're in for another low scoring match. 120, 130, you're expecting it will be that much at this point in time. So, weather is dodgy leading into the India-Pakistan game. But as far as the pitch is concerned, yesterday we saw in the Netherlands versus South Africa encounter at Nassau County how actually difficult the pitch is. 103 for 9, but South Africa really had to fight hard to get to 104. So that is why this is a big problem. What do you do if you win the toss? You bat first? No. Mostly, if you look at it, it is going to be the team that wins the toss will have to chase. Batting first in Nassau County seems to be very hard. You saw the South Africa-Sri Lanka game. You saw the South Africa-Netherlands encounter. Now, if you see what happened in the Ireland-India encounter, most of the teams that batted first have struggled. So, no-brainer. If anybody wins the toss, you bowl and then set the opposition in on a very difficult wicket. India versus Pakistan, if you look at it, the hype this time isn't that fever pitch as it was when it was the MCG encounter, because as pointed out, it was the first encounter for both the sides. This already you've seen teams play their second match. So that is why it is a kind of a dampener if you look at it, the kind of build-up. But yes, there will be a significant amount of crowd expected at Nassau County. And on top of that, you're going to see a lot of fan mania, especially India and Pakistan fans engage in a lot of banter. Let's hope that the pitch is really good at this point. Now, as far as other games are concerned in the T20 World Cup, West Indies have put themselves in a good position by absolutely hammering Uganda. Uganda were bowled out for 39 with Akil Hussain taking 5 wickets. And because of this now, West Indies are in a great position. They just have to knock New Zealand out. If they do that on 13th June, then West Indies and Afghanistan will qualify from Group C. Yes, if New Zealand lose to West Indies in Taruba, then West Indies and Uganda and Afghanistan will go through, because West Indies have already beaten Papua New Guinea. They have also absolutely hammered Uganda, bowled them out for 39. The second highest margin of victory when you have to look at the runs in this sense. So, a clinical great performance from the West Indies at this point in time. They just have to overcome the last 2 opponents as New Zealand and Afghanistan. If they beat New Zealand, then the West Indies-Afghanistan encounter is just to ensure who finishes on top of the table and who doesn't. So, things are looking all right in Group C as far as things are concerned. New Zealand, that one loss that they had to Afghanistan, and if they continue to lose, they are in huge trouble and they may not make it to the semi-finals for the first time since, if we may say, 2014, because they got knocked out by Sri Lanka in that stage. So that's why it is not looking good for New Zealand at all. Now, as far as Group D is concerned, lot of changes have happened. South Africa are firmly on top. I think D1 is all but certain that South Africa are going to go through. But who's going to be D2? Netherlands lost. Sri Lanka have lost for the second time. And Bangladesh will be hoping that they can pick up the scraps and they finish D2 at this point in time. So it is very, very simple at this point in time. The likes of USA, India, England are also on the brink. They'll have to hope that Scotland loses to Australia by a big margin and that they beat Namibia. But I think the team that will be the kingmaker in Group B is Namibia, because they have the potential to upset a lot of teams in that sense. So Namibia is going to probably determine what happens to England. Australia are all but certain. Afghanistan, West Indies, South Africa, and maybe Bangladesh are all but certain to go through. So India, they may not face the two teams that they have never beaten in the history of the ICC T20 World Cup. New Zealand and Bangladesh and Sri Lanka. These two teams, India has never beaten. Maybe they will not happen. Now, what will happen to Pakistan if they lose this Super 8 encounter? If they lose this match, are they in contention for the Super 8s? Their fate is not in their hands. If USA beats Ireland and India beat Pakistan, then it is game over, because India will then have to lose to Canada and USA, and Pakistan will have to win those last two games. Can they do it? Seems highly unlikely. So this game today is a must win for Pakistan. If Pakistan win this game, the whole group is thrown wide open then. Any of the teams then can make it. So it's a very, very crucial encounter that is loading for India at this point in time, as well as for Pakistan. So this is as far as India versus Pakistan and the India versus other permutations and combinations are concerned. Now, let's move to the world of other sports. And Pooja Tomar, in the early morning hours at 2:30 a.m. IST, around that time, she managed to create history by becoming the first Indian woman to win a UFC bout. Pooja Tomar has really set the stage on fire at this point in time. So it is a big, big achievement that Pooja Tomar has achieved. Her first bout in the UFC, and she's managed to win that. And then there will be more accolades pouring in the coming days. Moving on to the world of other sports like hockey, India have unfortunately lost 3-2 to Germany in their second last FIH Pro League game. They will now face Great Britain today, and if they lose that, their preparations for the Paris Olympics have taken a big hit. I mean, look, they had beaten Argentina twice, but that too they had to scrape through. Looking at the other match, if they have managed to beat Germany very comprehensively, but then they have lost to Great Britain, they have lost to Belgium, they have lost to Australia in the build-up to it. It has really not been a good couple of months for the India hockey team, especially the men's team. Even the women's team have lost yesterday. So that's why it is a huge issue that is facing them. As far as the French Open is concerned, today is the final between Alexander Zverev and Carlos Alcaraz. Can Carlos Alcaraz script his fairy tale at the French Open? He's won Wimbledon, he's won US. Can he do it at Roland Garros, the surface where his idol Rafael Nadal used to do so well? Iga Swiatek is already the queen because she managed to beat Paulina in 2 straight sets and won the 4th French Open title, including a hat-trick. She won in 2020, didn't win in 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024. That is the situation when you look at the world of other sports in the world. Now, I'll take some comments that are there. Harsh Khatri, good morning to you too. Raj Gupta, West Indies will be a tough team to beat in their home. Maybe at this point in time, but look, they have played 2 minnows. Let's see how they play against the other opponents. Shreyansh Pudipatti, I think Zampa is the best leg spinner of our current era, impact-wise, not on stats. No, even on stats, if I have to look at it, Shreyansh Pudipatti, Adam Zampa, you look at every ICC event, He's Australia's ultimate clutch bowler when you look at it. Raj, do you think it will be very easy for India in the Super 8 semi-final? Though easy opponents come, it will be tricky. They have to prove themselves and be the best to win in this. What you feel, Raj? Yes, it's going to be an easy path now because see, New Zealand, England, mostly Sri Lanka, they are not going to qualify for the Super 8s because New Zealand, they are facing a very stiff net run rate situation. On the other hand, West Indies beating Uganda today by a massive margin, it's not going to help New Zealand or England. They have to hope for favors. So at this point in time, England's slow start might cost them at this thing. Shreyansh Putipati, Pakistan doesn't qualify for Super 8. They have to play qualifiers for 2026. No, I don't think so. Because, see, you qualify on the basis of the top rankings at this point in time. So if Pakistan somehow manage to make it to the top 8, they will secure the qualification. And we don't know how the format is going to be even in 2026. So that's the situation that's there. Mayank Taplial, in terms of hosting T20 World Cups history, is this edition the worst ever? I'll wait for one more week. Okay, Mayank, there is a reason for that. If pitches at Nassau County and all the other stadiums continue to deliver low-scoring matches, and if it is not even a thriller, then I think I will then agree with you on that, but I'll wait for one more week. After India versus Pakistan, when the league stages are over, I will wait for that. Then Sri Citizen, good morning, situation. All geared up for India versus Pakistan. I'm always geared up for any kind of situation. Sriram VR, please stop artificial build-up. We have a lot of things to talk about. Okay, but I do agree it is, we have a lot of other things to talk about, but on artificial build-up, look, it is India versus Pakistan. I mean, you're finally one of the one fans who are going against the grain. I'm very happy for that. But why are you always negative? Where am I negative? Where did I say anything negative about this whole thing? I'm only talking about the facts that are there. If facts are negative for you, I can't help it. Then Sri Citizen, Afghanistan, Australia in red hot form. They are Sri Citizen. SA finally broke one curse. Hopefully they'll do the same for the semis. Oh yes, South Africa yesterday somehow scraped through. Let's hope that they can overcome the jinx. Rahul Vasu, it is a big day indeed. And yes, our Prime Minister might get a third term. He is getting swearing in today. And it's India versus Pakistan. So we will be live. New York also, we will also get some updates at that point in time. So thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this video. Subscribe to Sports Today for all the latest news and analysis. Bye-bye.